Hey everybody, I just wanted to kind of come to you tonight to kind of show you a real quick recipe in our stack cooker. And I don't know if you're familiar with it, but this is microwave safe. It comes with several different sizes of bowls. We're going to use our large with our cone. So all you do is it has a little groove inside of there that this fits on top of. It doesn't snap on or anything, it just kind of fits on top. The cone actually allows the microwaves to penetrate from the inside as well as the outside to cook evenly and a lot faster. So we're going to do a German chocolate cake in about 8 to 10 minutes in your microwave. Imagine that. So the first thing we're going to do is make up our cake batter, and you do the directions just like it says on your box. And I'm using one of our That's a bowls. You could use your Power Chef or any mixing that you want. It calls for 3 eggs, so just drop those in there. And then it calls for, this recipe calls for 1 1/4 cup of water. So I'm using our micro pitcher set, which comes in a 2 cup and a 1 cup. You get both of those for the same price. And I love the fact that they can stack together so that if you want to melt butter or chocolate or anything else, they'll nest together and it keeps it from splattering in your microwave. This is a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and I'm using our counterscapes that have a spill-proof top so it doesn't drip whenever you're done pouring, and you can hold it and do it all with one hand. You don't have to have 2 hands to do it all. So this is 1/2 cup of oil, and I use olive oil just because I try to cut down and make it as healthy as possible. If you don't want to use oil, do applesauce. That can give you the same moist effect without having all of the calories. So what I was saying about your micro pitchers, you flip the small one on top of the big one, and then if you have butter that you want to melt or chocolate or anything like that, put it in the microwave just like this, and 30 seconds to a minute. It doesn't splatter everywhere, and it's all melted. So I love those. I use them all the time. So all you're going to do is mix up your cake batter just like you would any other kind of way. I love that the bowl has this hole in the handle so that especially whenever you're mixing up a lot of big items, you don't have to worry about how to hold on to your bowl because it makes it for a good grip. So you just mix all of this together. If you want to use your whisk, you can. I'm using our silicone spatula, and it can withstand heat up to about 425 degrees, so you can actually use this when you're cooking on the stove. Just don't leave it in your pan, but to mix things on the stove, you can definitely use this. It has a straight edge and a flat curved edge, so depending on the shape of your bowl, it will get every little nook and cranny out of there. I know your kids and grandkids will be like, I want to lick the bowl, and there won't be anything left for them to lick. So they may not like it, but as far as like getting the most out of your product, it's perfect for that. So all I've done is mix up the mix, and we're going to set that aside for just a second. Normally, when you're making a cake, you make the cake, you let it cool, then you put your icing on it. We're not doing that this time. What we're going to do, we're going to put the icing, which is just your coconut pecan icing. We're going to put that in the base of our stack cooker, put our batter on top. It all cooks together, so then when you turn it out after it's cooled for a few minutes, all of the icing has melted just a little bit, seeped into your cake. Super moist, super good, perfect to serve hot with a little side of ice cream. So all you do is take your icing and spread it around in the base of your stack cooker so that it's all pretty even around the cone. And don't worry if it's not completely even, because as it cooks, it's going to even out some. You do your whole entire container of icing. I love these recipes because there's very few ingredients and you just pretty much throw it all in there, let it cook for a little bit, and then it's done. You can actually wait until after your dinner is, y'all finished eating dinner, and then bake it fresh or cook it fresh in your microwave so that it's all hot whenever you're ready to eat. So all I've done, let me kind of show you. The icing is all spread in the bottom. And if you see, there's nothing pretty much left in the container of icing because you use your spatula. So take your batter and just kind of pour it around your cake in your stack cooker. Just kind of keep turning your stack cooker to make it even. It will even out because the batter is lighter and less dense than your icing is, so it'll kind of smooth itself out. But you want to kind of get as much of that out of your bowl because you don't want to waste it. I mean, if you want to leave a little bit for whoever your helper is in the kitchen, then go right ahead. But there is pretty much nothing left in there. And I just scrape off my spatula just so that there's all the goodies go into the stack cooker. Now, all I'm going to do is put this in the microwave uncovered for 8 to 10 minutes. It depends on how powerful your microwave is as to how long you cook it. I start on the lower end of the time, and you can always add 30 seconds at a time later. But if you overcook it, it's going to be dry and rubbery. So I'd rather start off with less time, and then you can always add. So the key to seeing if your cake is done is start with 8 minutes and look to see if it starts to pull around the edges. If it starts to pull away from the container, it's done. It's going to continue cooking for a couple minutes after the microwave is turned off. So that's okay. If you don't see it start to pull away after 8 minutes, just add another 30 seconds or so at a time. And then whenever it does start to pull away, then you're done. So I will put it in the microwave and I will be right back. Okay, everybody. So my microwave took about 8.5 minutes. So I did 8 minutes and then I checked it and it wasn't quite pulling away all the way. It was a little bit loose. So I did another 30 seconds and then it started to really pull away from the side. So it's been sitting for a couple minutes. I just kind of want to show you what that looks like. So if you want to use your spatula and just kind of run it around the edge just to see if there's anything that's kind of sticking, but normally it doesn't stick to the stack cooker. And if you want to kind of move the cone around to loosen it up in the middle, I mean, you just shake it just a little bit like that, and now I can freely move it. So you take whatever platter you want. Have something that's a little bit bigger just because you've got all of the German chocolate topping, so it's going to kind of fall over the edges, so you want something that's going to be able to catch it all. So all you do is you put it on top, and we are going to flip, and I just kind of shake it just a little bit so that it loosens up from the bottom. And then there is our cake. You got a little bit you can scrape out of there. And then the cone just comes out. And there is our German chocolate cake with the icing already on the top. How pretty is that? All right. Thank y'all for watching.